Hello, my TikTok family. I was very excited. Thank you for all those that joined my live last night. It was wonderful. I was a little late. I will be doing lives both simultaneously on my YouTube channel. You'll see my handle for 45 Gia, but it is under my name. I will put a link below. I also wanted to tell you that if you missed that third eye inquiry, and it's a number 3 RD inquiry on YouTube, you can see both myself and Julie Ann work on the Nancy Guthrie case. But in case you missed it, I'm going to give you my impressions right here. So I want to start off by saying all tarot, all divination, all astrology, numerology should be taken for entertainment purposes only. However, I did look at the case. And all I did was look at this woman's picture. Online, I found a picture of her, a picture of her in Savannah, and some other pictures with the family. There was also her birth date present. So when you look up this woman, you can see her birth date and also the last date that she was seen. And what I noticed is the last date that she was seen was just a few days after her birth date. So I decided to take this case from 2 different perspectives. First, I did all my psychic impressions that I was getting, and then I went to the numerology and took a look. And I have to tell you, I was shocked. So I'm going to share those with you right here, okay? So when I first was looking at Nancy's picture, I really focused on her face. There's a couple of pictures of her face, but my eyes kept going to her daughter, Savannah. And the psychic impressions that I'm getting is that I believe there was some incident in the past with Savannah that caused this particular abduction. Something, I can't tell you how far in the past. I'm really getting the sense that it could be a friend of the family's. It could be somebody she could have had a past relationship with. But I'm really feeling like somebody worked for her, okay? I don't know when. And I'm also getting this person was married. So one or both spouse could have worked for Savannah or somehow in the past were associated with her. And then for whatever reason, if they were an employee, they were released. If they were a friend, they were cut loose, either or. Because of that, that was the beginning of the end of this strong commitment between them and their partner. So I don't know if they were married or they had a long-term live-in partner, but the end of a connection with Savannah, whether it be employment, and I'm really feeling employment. That's my psychic impression. But I'm not 100% sure because psychic information is never 100%. It's bits and pieces. But it's those little details that help law enforcement, okay? So I believe that because I'm going to go with employment. That was the beginning of the end for that relationship. Somebody could have felt unappreciated. There was even talk of discrimination. Oh, I'm being discriminated against, or they don't like these type of people, whatever that is. Okay. And that was the crux. But when that broke down, they were devastated. I'm also getting that that was kind of the crux. And they could have met Nancy at some point because they knew where she lived. I mean, somebody could have looked it up. It's very possible. But she could have been around at that time when that person was either working for Savannah or connected with her in some sort of way. I do believe that this situation will come to an end soon. I couldn't pick up if she was alive or dead. So sorry, I just didn't dig that. But instantly, when I was looking at this woman's face, even though I kept going to her daughter, this woman has some sort of medical condition that she needs daily medication. Could be diabetes, could be heart medicine, could be anything. But she was not just sick from being abducted and terrified. I do believe that when she was taken, I think she was in shock, but she was just kind of cooperating because she didn't want to be hurt and was very frightened. That could have, of course, caused some sort of illness, but I do believe she has a chronic illness. And because of lack of medication, she was very sick. But I do believe that this situation will end soon. When I was looking online, I did notice that there were, like I said, her date of her birth date. And I took it from a numerological perspective. And I got those notes right here. Nancy Guthrie was born on the 1st of January 27th, 1942. So I added up her birth date. I didn't take her name because I don't know if it was a full name on the internet, but I just took her birth date. 1/27/1942 comes to a 26/8. Unfortunately, the 26 is a very karmic number. 2 is about partnerships. 6 is about responsibilities with family, love of family, health, work, and service. Somebody could have been devoted to their family, meaning Nancy. But because the 2 and the 6 comes to an 8, that's very karmic. 8 is about, it's about regeneration, life, death, sex, and other people's money, and also transformation. So, very interesting. It is the 3rd deacon Aries, the 27th of January. That particular deacon is ruled by the 3rd deacon Aries. So that has a co-ruler of Jupiter. Jupiter is the Sagittarius. So this is somebody that, she's very deep. Just personally, she's very, very deep. She wants the truth of things. She can probably be very psychic or intuitive herself. Maybe not speak too much, but she goes for, if she's dealing with you, she wants to get to the truth of something. She's not going to settle for a story. And she's, these particular people with Sagittarius would have been very physically fit, active, could have been an athlete when she was younger or into athletics. Then I said, okay, well, it's a karmic number. 26 is a karmic number. Let me look at what her forecast would have been for 2026 because she had just gotten her birth date. She was abducted on 1/31. So this was just a few days after. So I looked for her forecast for 2026, and that came to a 20/2 year for her. Unfortunately, the number 20 is actually symbolic to Gabriel. It's symbolic to the judgment card in astrology, in numerology and tarot. So that's, you see that Gabriel blowing the horn, and you see the dead rising up. Something from the past, something we thought was dead is coming back. This could have even been something like, you ruined my family, now I'm ruining yours. And that could have been possibly a motive. This particular number 20 is ruled by Vulcan. Vulcan, a mythology, was thrown out of heaven. And so they became the keeper of the flame. So something could have been burning within somebody for a long time. And with her karmic 26 being a karmic number, I was like, oh my goodness. So then I took the date that she had last seen, 1/31. That I had to take I'm getting goose pimples off of that one. I added 1/31/2026. That came to a 15/6 day. 15 is ruled by the devil. And everybody knows that in the devil card in tarot, they're holding on to, they got people, they got the man and the female in bondage. This person could have had an addiction. This person was not seeing things correctly. They could have been filled with some sort of a vengeance or perceived slight. Has to do with the past. And they wanted judgment. They wanted something brought from the past to be handled. And once again, with the 26, this had to do with some family situation. Wow. The devil in the tarot has to do with a misconception of God. Delusion. Somebody, maybe because the loss of their family, the loss of employment. And like I said, I don't know if one or both of these people were connected to Savannah, but the loss of that could have put somebody in some, could have been not necessarily well. That is my psychic's impressions of the Nancy Guthrie case. If you want me to work on a case, please hit the email button and send me a photograph of the person as well as last date seen, their birth date, and also any pictures of locations where they were last seen, okay? And catch once a week every Friday on the number 3 Third Eye Inquiry on YouTube. And turn on your notifications so you can catch me when I do readings live on both YouTube as well as here on Instagram. And those other psychics that are watching this, if you've got some psychic impression, you never know, law enforcement can see it. Put your tips down below, put your impressions. Any little break in this case can help bring this lady home. Thank you very much. My name is Gia. Like, share, and follow, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.